Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Mobius large pendant. This is the 134503. It's a beautiful fixture. It's kind of like a cloud over your dining room table. I love this fixture. It's a good size too. It's 25.4 inches in diameter, and that's a pretty decent size when you get into it. Let's talk about the size of the fixture body itself. That's going to be independent of the rod that it's hanging from. It's coming in at 19.4 inches tall. That's going to be the shade on the bottom. It's also going to be the bracket that's holding the shade. After that, you get into the overall height, and that overall height is going to give you a range of 24.2 at its shortest, 66.2 at its longest as standard product. So you're going to see a chart down there in the corner over there, right down there. It's going to show you all of the overall heights. Remember, that's bottom of fixture to the ceiling that are offered by Hubbardton Forge on this fixture. And it's going to show you also which combination of which of these pipes that you're going to use to get to those overall heights. It's pretty simple. And you're going to be getting a little kit with this. That kit's going to have 3 of the 12s, 1 of the 3, and 1 of the 6. And you're going to use them in different combinations, like I said, to get to those heights. And they really just screw together after you're done. So check that out. Nice clean look. You can barely even tell there's a line there. So going back to our 24.2 to 66.2. So if you need this to be longer than 66 inches overall height from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, shoot me a quick email. Tell me you're looking at the 134503. Tell me if it's going to be on a slope or a flat ceiling. And then I'm going to take your email. You got to tell me what you want to. So I need to know if you need like 96 inches or 140 inches overall height. Doesn't matter about the number, just tell me what you need. I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's Customs Department and Engineering. It'll come back with an answer. We do these things every single day, so that's something that we just do here. So they'll come back, adds a little time and money, but it's not a big deal. Like I said, we do it all the time. It's a non-returnable fixture, so we want to get our ducks in the row, but it's super easy, especially on this fixture. Okay, moving on from there, this is going to ship with 72 inches of wire. It only weighs 2.4 pounds. 2 little details there for you. When you're building this, you're going to be basically taking the wire through that socket, and you're going to be putting it through these parts one by one. So you're going to figure out which of these pipes you guys need to get to your overall height, lay them out, put the wire through all the little parts. So you're going to go through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and eventually you're going to be exiting what's called a canopy up on the ceiling. And then you're just going to screw them together, like I said a second ago, and you're good to go. There's an installations instructions page that's on our site. It's the same one that it's going to be in the box, and you get this. There's a link way over there on your page. Open that up for me. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So it's a good time to talk about that. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you the canopy setup on the ceiling, how it goes over your 4-inch junction box, just like that. It's going to show you how to put the shade together, which takes 2 seconds. Really simple. Looks a little daunting in the beginning, but it really is fast. And it's also going to talk about that this is slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees as standard product. If you have a slope ceiling, you don't need to do any customization. It goes just like that. There's a knuckle built into the top of this right there. Makes it super cool. Okay, let's talk about the shade for a second. Using Hubbardton Forge's Spun Frost. It's a polymer fabric. Feel how stiff that is. It's kind of like a milky, snowy look. It has a little bit of a texture to it. It's going to be opaque, so you're not going to be able to see the socket set up, but it does let light through, which is pretty cool. And you're going to get a ton of light coming down from this anyway. We'll talk about that now. So it's going to be using a medium base socket facing down. Medium base is the same thing that we all grew up with. Easy, super easy. There you go. You can go up to 100 watts if you guys want to stay with old school incandescent bulbs like we had when we were kids. This is an A19 size light bulb. That's the recommended size for this. If you're going for an incandescent, you got to stick with this, an A19. And that's going to be, like I said, what was it, 100 watt max, easy to get. If you guys want to go LED, same deal, A19 to begin with. But, you know, the thing about LEDs is they don't generate much heat, they generate light. So you don't have to worry about the heat element coming off an LED. There's all kinds of LEDs out in the world you can do. If you really want to go tons of light, this is an A20 bulb. Technically it's a larger bulb than the recommended size for this, but you can make this work in there because there's a lot of room inside of that shade. It's going to be down like that. So if you're looking up at this, you kind of want to see, I would probably go for one of these white bulbs. I don't think I want to go for one of these because I don't want the glare in my eyes. So there's also what are called decorative bulbs, and they're going to be even bigger and more round than this, and that'll work in there too. Those generally max out at 60 watt equivalent, but these 820s I can find easily 150 watt equivalent, maybe even 200 watt equivalent as an LED. So, and they barely use much juice at all. 75 or 60 watt is going to use 60 watt equivalent is going to use about 9 watts of electricity. So they're great. Okay, so the light coming out of these LEDs, very important. We talk about it all the time on this site. So 2700 Kelvin or 2700 K is going to be that super yellow setting sun color of light coming out of these. Way on the other side of that is going to be called daylight. You know, when you're at the store or you're online and you see it says daylight or warm white, daylight's going to be that very, very cold light, like a hospital waiting room light. What we like to use in our showroom is called warm white, and warm white is going to be 3000 Kelvin. That's what we like to use here. That's the light that's coming down on my hands right now. So what I would probably recommend is maybe doing a 100 watt equivalent LED, 3000 Kelvin warm white. Make sure it's dimmable and tell your installer that you're using an LED so they put the correct dimmer on the wall for you. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I'll walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.